Welcome back to the Cool Fears channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel stands for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the NECA toys, the Last Ronin armored version. If you do enjoy the video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. Yes, today we are finally taking a look at the NECA toys Armored Last Ronin. Now, if you are a TMNT fan, you know what this series is, and if you're not, but you still see this as a very cool figure, let me just give you some quick background on basically how this Ninja Turtle came about. So, back in the 80s, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, the creators of the Ninja Turtles, had this idea for a comic run where there was only a single turtle left out of the four, and it just never saw the light of day until now. And unfortunately, I believe it took about 2 years to release the 6 issues in this comic run, and they're actually working on another series to tie in with this, the final years or the lost years or something like that. But yeah, this story right here was originally written by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman back in the 80s, and it just never was released until now. Now, if you don't know the history and the story behind this, spoiler alert, I will be talking about it throughout this review, so just be aware. And so, you've been warned, spoiler alert. This is a final warning, spoiler alert, for the Last Ronin comic book series storyline. I will be speaking freely about it after this point. So, now that that's out of the way, guys, if you did not know, this series follows one singular turtle left after a number of events that go down. I am super happy to announce that the final turtle remaining out of all 4 brothers is Michelangelo, my favorite turtle of them all. And I think that's the great part about this series, is that the turtle that was, you know, kind of the most immature, funniest, kind of more laid back, became this Last Ronin, because, you know, it makes it that much more meaningful, you know, where the party dude had to really step up and become mature and really become, you know, this driving force to avenge his fallen father and brothers. You know, we could have easily seen Raphael in this position because he was the strong, you know, hard-headed one. We could have easily seen Leonardo in this position because he was the leader and he could totally, you know, handle himself and become the Last Ronin. And we could totally see Donatello being the Last Ronin as well because of his intelligence. However, Mikey had to have been the best choice for them because, like I said, he's the party dude, and, well, this comic series really forces him to grow up and mature without his brothers and his father. And as you can see, he does utilize every single weapon in their arsenal in order to avenge them and kind of be influenced by his brothers. And so, yeah, this guy is absolutely amazing. Now, when NECA announced this guy, I thought we were going to have to wait like 2-3 years before we saw the light of day. However, they did release it later that year. Now, I do have my issues with NECA Toys' management. However, I still do love their products. However, fuck you, Randy Falk. You can fucking suck a dick. But with that out of the way, guys, why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the amazing, great stuff that this guy does come with. Because despite me saying fuck you, Randy, NECA still makes some amazing Ninja Turtle figures. In fact, they make the best Ninja Turtle figures. And so this guy comes jam-packed with so much stuff. Now, he is currently utilizing a lot of it on his body. However, we still get a lot more that he's not using. So we do get 2 separate head sculpts for this guy. The more serious one that he has on, as well as this kind of like growling, screaming face one right here. We also do get 2 separate kinds of bandanas. The one he has on, which is kind of like flowing in the wind, as well as this one that just kind of lays flat on the back. And these can be utilized with either head sculpt, with just plugging it into this little peg hole right here on the back, as you can see right there. Now, that's not the only thing that you can plug into that hole, because in the comic series, he actually wears this hood. And if you look right there, there's actually a little peg. Goes right into that hole, so it secures it, and he could be wearing his hood. So that's it in terms of extra heads and head accessories. But he does come with a few extra hands. So he is currently utilizing his 2 C-grip hands. However, he does come with a pair of open action hands. Whoops. Open action hands right here. Very well, nicely done and detailed. I absolutely love the padding on the back of the hands. And of course, we also get some fisted hands. Every superhero figure should come with fisted hands. McFarlane Toys. And now let's go ahead and take a look at all the great weapons that he does come with that he's not currently utilizing. Like I said, he does use all 4 brothers' weapons in this series. It's mainly to confuse us at first. You know, when we first read the series and stuff, we don't know which turtle this is because he has Michelangelo's nunchucks, he has Leonardo's sword, he has Donatello's bow staff, and he has Raphael's sai. However, like I said, in the end, we do find out it is Michelangelo that does survive. Now, if you don't remember, back in the 80s, Michelangelo actually got stripped of his nunchucks because they were considered very dangerous weapons for some reason. And so they went ahead and did away with those and gave him like this rope claw thing. And so they kind of pay homage to that in giving him this weapon in the comic series as well. And NECA goes ahead and gives it to us in this toy. Very plain silver right here, but it does come with real rope right here. And it is pretty lengthy. As you can see, it's actually pretty wound up right there. But yeah, you do get that. We do get 4 of these tiny, tiny little ninja stars. I'm not going to show you all 4 of them because they're all identical, but they are very tiny, very small, and we do get a tiny little detonator right here, as you can see. He does use this to blow some shit up in the comic book series, and so yeah, we do get that with this guy. So that pretty much wraps it up for all the accessories that he does have that he is not utilizing currently. So why don't we go ahead and remove him off the rotating turntable, pull him forward, take a look at the accessories that he has on, and take a closer look. Alright guys, so here we have him up close to the camera so we can take a look at all the amazing great detail that this guy does have. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at all the accessories that he has on before we go ahead and take a look at the detailing in this guy. First off, he does come with this pair of goggles right here, which he utilizes in the comic series. Next up, he does utilize this new baton weapon, which we've never seen any of the Ninja Turtles utilize, but he does utilize it in this comic series. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the weapons that he does utilize that belong to the Turtles themselves. Starting off with Leo's sword right here. So we do get a single katana right here because if you've read the series, well, you know what happens to the other one. So he only has one left to utilize. It does come with this sword sheath right here, and then if you take it out, it does have a nice shiny metallic paint right there to paint the blade. I love all the detail in the handle right there. Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, we do also have Donatello's staff. It's a stick with wraps. That's pretty much what it is. So yeah, that's that. And we do also get Raphael's sai. Very well, nicely done in terms of the silver paint right there. You can tell that it's wrapped up right there as well. And last but not least, we do get Michelangelo's nunchucks with a real metal chain right there. Once again, NECA hitting it out of the park, giving us this real metal chain right here. Great detailing in the nunchucks themselves as well. So that wraps it up for all the great accessories that this guy does come with. So why don't we go ahead and grab them and take a look at the sculpt itself. So as you can see, he is beautifully done. He has so much great sculpting and detail. So this is the armored version because this is the version that basically goes to war with the Foot Clan at the beginning of the series. Turning him over, we do see that he does have this harness in the back where we can put some of the weapons right here. He does have all these little loops and hoops on his belt as well, so that way we can utilize them for the weapons. All these pockets here are just sculpted on. They don't open up, of course. It is a NECA figure, so we don't get any kind of opening pockets. But yeah, the amazing detail in this guy is just absolutely amazing. We do get the typical Ninja Turtle knee pad right here, and this new one that he does utilize in the series, and as well as some shin guards right here. So yeah, just all in all, just amazing work in the detailing in the sculpt. So yeah, like I said, fuck Randy Falk, but thank you to the sculptors and hard workers at NECA that give us these amazing products. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get into this guy's articulation. He can look all the way to the right. He can look all the way to the left. Unfortunately, he cannot look down or up whatsoever. Very little head tilt. Let's go ahead and remove this head real quick. Whoops, he went flying. But as you can see, there's just very, 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 very little movement right there on that neck peg. So that's why you don't get too much articulation when it comes to head movement. So let's go ahead and pop this head right back in so that way he has a head for the rest of the review. His arms will go out just under a T-pose right there. You will get 360 rotation out of him, but it's a very stiff arm. You can get 360 rotation out of him, but like I said, it's very stiff, so you have to really push it, and honestly, this shoulder pad does get in the way, so I wouldn't push it past it too hard. You do get double hinge elbows, however, once again, with all Ninja Turtle figures, this elbow pad does get in the way and prevents him from going all the way. We get wrist gauntlet rotation right there. Wrist rotation hinging in and out with that wrist peg. rotation at the waist, something we don't normally get with a turtle figure. However, the shell is pretty much non-existent in this figure because of the armor, so we do get some ab rotation right there. Very little ab crunch forward, very little ab crunch back. Taking a look at his leg articulation, he will kick out that far, so unfortunately he cannot join the cheerleading squad. He will kick forward that far, he will kick back pretty much not at all. He does come with double hinge knees that go that far. That's pretty much it. Once again, the knee pad pretty much prevents it from going any further. His ankle articulation will go down that far, up that far, and of course a ball rocker hinge. So that wraps it up for this guy's articulation. Alright guys, so that has been my review of the NECA Toys The Last Ronin armored figure. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you guys think of this figure? And if you've made it this far, type down in the comments below, party dude. That way I know you made it this far and you're enjoying the content. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. If you did enjoy the video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, cowabunga dudes, have a great fucking day.